On today's expose, we're talking about Catherine Ann Pryde, or as most people know her, Kitty Pryde.
She's had a bunch of different names, though. She had all kinds of things. Sprite, and what was another one?
Shadowcat, Sprite.
Shadowcat.
I think, wasn't she Pixie for a little while?
Pixie. There's something with an A, too. An A name.
Oh, Ariel. That's what it is,
Ariel.
not Pixie.
Yeah.
Pixie's her own thing.
Because I remember in Astonishing X-Men, Emma Frost was making fun of her. She's like, whatever you call yourself these days.
Yeah. She's also gone by Star Lady, apparently. And she's also gone, right now, she's going by Red Queen.
Yeah, she's like that pirate girl now.
Yeah, I love her on the Marauders.
Oh my god, I know things. I'm surprising myself. What is this? I'm an X-Men person.
So, Kitty Pryde first appeared in Uncanny X-Men number 129 in January of 1980, and she was created by any X-Men fan is going to know both of these names, Kevin. This is Chris Claremont and John Byrne.
Oh yes, oh yes.
Yeah, and I think for a long time, I wasn't that into Kitty Pryde. Like, I kind of thought she was a little bit lame. But my cousin, really liked her. She has phasing powers, so she can pass through things. When I really started liking her, though, Kevin, is Ultimate Spider-Man, of all things.
Oh, yes.
So she was in that, and she had, a secondary power where she could, also... they said that they could control her density, so she could go and phase through things, or she can go really solid and be rock hard.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was a really interesting difference for her, and I wish that they would bring that into our Kitty Pryde. But
right, because that is a cool concept. I mean, it definitely connects with her power, and the fact that she can, control how fast and how light she is based on how she phases through things.
Yeah, it's actually, now that I think about it, it's similar to how Piper's powers developed in Charmed.
Yeah.
But I think I started paying attention to her more in the Joss Whedon Astonishing X-Men. He just wrote Kitty and Emma Frost so funny and so bickering that I was like, she's a cool character.
Yeah, and that Astonishing X-Men, I have a big poster of it right now, over there. But I think that was the first series that I was following, that I was reading all the way through when I started getting into comics and stuff, actually reading them myself. So
oh, that's a good one to read. I have the motion comics for those, so I made Alan, my boyfriend, sit down and watch all those.
They're good. They're good. And in typical Joss Whedon style, however you may feel about him now, he has Kitty make the ultimate sacrifice at the end of that, so
yeah.
Of course, it continues on past that, but still.
Yeah, there's more to it. But definitely really good. If you haven't read those, you should. If you like motion comics or don't mind them, because some people don't like the weird animation in those, but I don't mind it.
I don't either.
I go where I want to go. Jean.
Scott.
Jean?
Scott! I summon the Arctic winds!
No more mutants!
I summon the Arctic winds!
No more mutants!
I summon the Arctic winds!
No more mutants! There's always more gators in the bayou.
Don't get a
All right, well, let's get into this episode. So Pryde of the X-Men, this released September of 89. This was a pairing of Marvel Studios and Sunbow Productions. So Sunbow did things like the My Little Pony movie, the Transformers movie, G.I. Joe, a lot of things that we're very familiar with. And at least two people I found, Will Mineo? I forgot how you say his name. Will Mineo and Larry Houston actually worked on this, and we're going to see their names a lot more in the animated series because they actually jumped over to work on the animated series after Pryde of the X-Men didn't do well.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go.
There you go. So, did you watch this on YouTube?
I did, but I have 'cause back in the day, like maybe sometime when I was in high school, I ended up torrenting them because I couldn't find out how to get them anywhere else. So I ended up torrenting the whole series. So Pride of the X-Men was in that, so I did watch it on that at one point or two.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I used to have the VHS of Friday the X-Men,
wow.
but I think I've lost it throughout the years. But so that means that the first thing you saw was this awesome Spider-Man PSA.
Yes, I did, and I'm a big Spider-Man fan too. One of my, staple of cosplays. But I'm a big Peter Parker fan because I like his relatability and everything. So he's like, "Hey."
Yeah, and I think it's funny because they try to make it look like he's like sticking to the walls, but you can tell he's just like laying awkwardly on the floor and the camera's like upside down or sideways.
Couch. I mean, it's a typical cosplay move, and you just flip it,
Yeah, just flip it around. How did they do that?
Flip it good. Yeah. All right.
So I think we should probably talk first then about this X-Men opening theme.
Magneto's hordes are all the way to pillage, burn, and plunder. But there's one team that will not yield, the team that strikes like thunder. X-Men, X-Men, this is the day, this is the day. X-Men, X-Men, coming your way.
X-Men.
Take the day. I always remember it as saying save the day. I think save the day sounds better than take the day.
Oh yeah, it does.
But yeah, at least listeners, you need to at least watch this theme if you haven't seen it. And if not, like the whole thing is, I actually really like this song.
It's a jam. It is a jam. And
Magneto's hordes, they come.
it's so, I'm like, I listened to this. I'm like, I know this song. And I don't remember just because I remember watching it when I watched it, but I was like, I really enjoy this song. I could dig it. I want to put this on my playlist on my iPod or whatever. On my, Spotify now. It changes, but I love it.
Yeah, it's good. And like in the theme, we already see there's a lot of characters here. We've got Cyclops, Wolverine, Dazzler, Colossus, Nightcrawler, Storm, Lockheed, Professor X, Magneto, Toad, White Queen, Juggernaut, Blob, and Pyro.
They packed a lot in this tiny little 20 minutes.
Yeah, and one thing that they had said live is that the studio pushed them, like in the first episode, you introduce all the players, and it's like in 20 minutes to introduce all those, that's a big
undertaking.
Thing.
Yeah.
So I guess we could talk about towards the end of the episode, like how we feel they did with that.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into this episode. So what we do on our episodes is we're going to do a read through of what's in the episode. So that way, if you haven't seen it, at least you get an idea of what it is. If you have, then just relive it with us. And then we may stop and talk about certain things from the scene we just read.
Yeah.
So Stanley warns us that anyone around us can be a mutant. They look no different than anyone else. As we pan over a desert at night, a bird is almost hit by an army truck. This is an important detail.
Oh, watch that bird. All right. Magneto self-proclaims who he is to an army truck who has taken him captive. It's an army trick. I'm like, oh my. Well, I mean, it would be believable if it was an army trick too, I suppose. But girl, they probably know who you are since they captured you. Magneto warns that he and his Brotherhood of Evil Mutants will soon overrun the Earth. Colonel Chaffee is flagged at the intercom. Flagged on the intercom.
Colonel Chaffee.
Stinking mutant.
Stinking mutants. So an army man reports into the colonel that the convoy is sinking in quicksand. Enter the fabulous Emma Frost, the White Queen. Emma is projecting into the army men's minds that they are sinking. Emma flies and throws a psychic spear, which hits the truck Magneto is in, freeing him. They took some liberties.
They did. I have in my notes. Why does Emma Frost sound like an old lady?
I know.
Why does she sound like that?
So my friend Chris and I have a running joke because if you don't know, the X-Men arcade game, I know you know, Kevin, but the X-Men arcade game is like based on this show. So we always laugh when Wendigo attacks, and he's like, Wendigo, Wendigo. So when Emma comes out, we always mimic her. We go, White Queen, White Queen.
Fools! Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. I put here, do you like her voice? But I think you just answered that by saying she sounds like an old lady.
Yeah,
she's still cool though, and like I give it to Marvel for allowing her to come out in her like Teddy, her sexy outfit.
I mean, it's a staple for her.
Yeah,
I'm not going to complain. Back in the army truck. Oh, I see what you did there. Magneto fabulously flares his cape up as he steps down from his imprisonment. He breaks Colonel Chaffee's gun and uses it to throw him into an aqueduct. Magneto flies away overhead, but dramatically.
He's so extra in this.
I know. I love it though.
We need to animate this.
It's very Ian McKellen of him.
Yeah. We need to animate this Magneto like in a confessional, like on RuPaul, him going, "Is it me? Am I the drama?"
Oh God, yeah.
At Xavier's school for gifted youngsters, Kitty Pryde exits her taxi cab. The driver is too scared to stick around. Kitty pulls out a letter from Xavier that says he knows she's a mutant who can walk through walls and he can help her. Kitty walks into the manor in full socks and sandals extravaganza. She follows a projection of Xavier through the manor.
Mm-hmm. The manor.
I thought this was such like an odd and lazy way for Professor X to introduce himself. Like she just got there and he's already like scaring her and like sending projections. Like just wheel your ass over. Like you weren't that far away.
Come on. She's already going everything. What is happening? Kitty enters a room where Professor X is waiting for her. He shows Kitty the X-Men and introduces her to Cerebro. The professor consoles Kitty as she struggles with being a mutant. He leads her to the danger room.
Oh no, danger.
I just gotta say though, Xavier in this Pryde of the X-Men, he looks hot to me. He sounds hot to me. I was like, Xavier can get it in this episode or whatever. Like, oh man,
you're gonna find a way to cure him of his legs not working, huh? Winky face.
Winky face. I'm like, I'm all about this Xavier here.
Oh, wow. In the danger room, Professor X shows Kitty the X-Men and their powers as they train. Cyclops triggers a rope trap that sends a large idol towards him. He uses his optic blast to take it out. Colossus runs through a moving rock trap, powering up to metal just in time. Dazzler is attacked by a huge man-eating plants and blasts them. Nightcrawler teleports to find a stone idol while Wolverine takes it out. Storm controls the weather, and Professor X can look in your mind. I tried to do my best Stan Lee impression.
Oh, that's what that was. Okay, cool.
That's what that was. How do you feel about this introduction of our team?
I mean, I think it does the job. You get, I mean, a danger room little thing they're doing, like rehearsal. This is the theater guy in me. What's the word I'm thinking of? Exercise. This danger room exercise. I think it's a good way to introduce them because you get a chance to showcase them fighting and using their powers without being in any like real danger. So I don't know. I think it works. I didn't realize. I don't know because Nightcrawler's Bamfs were gray. I was like, oh, they're gray. Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't like that so much. And I totally forgot Dazzler was in this. I was like, Dazzler's in this? Wow. And I didn't think the way they showed her powers was the prettiest it could have been. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I think the concept is good.
Yeah, Dazzler is like the forever bridesmaid because at this time when this cartoon was made, Jean Grey was actually supposed to stay dead after the whole Phoenix thing. So she was dead at this point. That's why she's not in this. But then the last second, Marvel said, no, we need Jean Grey back. So they forced Chris Claremont's hand in writing her back to life. So they had to write this whole, it's really cheesy to us now, but maybe back then it was okay. But it turns out Jean Grey's body was in a capsule underwater in Bodega Bay, and that the Phoenix just took her form. So in that original idea, Jean was never actually the Phoenix. It was just her lookalike, basically. And then they kind of like retroactively like changed that or retconned that, and then they made the Phoenix and Madeline Pryor's like minds meld with Jean Grey so that she was kind of an amalgamation.
It's a crazy Clone War saga of Jean, and then all the comic books and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, Dazzler was supposed to step in as like the new Jean Grey, but then nope, never happened.
Right. Back in the danger room, Professor X calls the X-Men up to meet Kitty. Nightcrawler teleports in. His appearance scares Kitty. She inadvertently phases through danger room controls and it short circuits and activates the storm fight sequence. Ta-da.
Ta-da. Yeah, when it first said the storm fight sequence, I thought it was like the 1-4 storm, but it literally just made a storm inside the danger room.
Yeah.
Poor Nightcrawler. He's being so nice to Kitty, and she's like,
I know.
Ew, you're gross.
She's like, why are you blue? And why you talk like that?
Yeah. Don't you belong in hell?
You stink with your bamfs.
Ew. I have privilege. Kitty falls through the danger room where Storm calmly controls the weather threat and Colossus catches Kitty. Professor X introduces Kitty over the loudspeaker. The X-Men welcome her except Australian Wolverine, who's Australian. Nightcrawler teleports in and freaks Kitty out. Storm sticks up for Kitty, but it's short-lived as the alarm goes off. Kitty follows the X-Men into action. So, Kevin, I have an answer for you.
Okay.
I only learned this recently, but there's a reason why Wolverine's Australian.
Yes, tell me.
So the Crocodile Dundee movie had just come out, and it did so well that they decided that they wanted to make Wolverine Australian because they wanted him to be popular, and they wanted to do like a spin-off show with him.
Okay. So just changes history entirely. Okay, I see.
Yeah, so just to erase his whole past. And this is something that people like Larry Houston, who you'll see is a huge X-Men fan. Like a lot of the things we love about the cartoon are attributed to him. And so him and Will Mineo, they fought to like, no, Wolverine's Canadian. Like that's who he is. There's tons of Canadian jokes. Like he's Canadian, but that's just what the producers wanted, so they had to give in and let Wolverine be Australian.
See, I just thought it was like Hugh Jackman Wolverine. Like Hugh Jackman as Hugh Jackman.
I know.
Wolverine.
I've heard that joke before that Wolverine started as Australian in the cartoons and then an Australian played him.
That's too funny.
Poetic justice.
Nightcrawler and Wolverine are seen prepping to fly. Tonight, we fly! As the X-Men take off, Magneto and Juggernaut are seen watching the school. They use the X-Men leaving as a diversion to attack. Stupid Kitty accidentally phases, affecting the security defenses. I know, she's a stupid kitty. And this is when Juggernaut comes in and he's like, bitch trees. He's like, boom, boom. Just like punches the sides of the trees and walks through. I'm like, all right. Professor X reads Magneto's mind and sees he wants the mutant power circuit. The professor hands it to Kitty and tells her to run.
This part, because I watched the episode again today, I just love Juggernaut and hello, dear stepbrother. He says it so much.
Just to remind the audience.
Yeah.
We're related, kinda. I know you. Brother, stepbrother.
Brother, dear stepbrother. Kevin, I had an issue with this scene. Do you know why?
Why?
Magneto's helmet famously protects him from Professor X's mind, and that's why he wears it.
Yeah, and so I thought that when I was watching this, I was like, is he gonna like try and then fail? Because I thought that in my head and then I forgot. But yeah.
Yeah, he in this scene he goes into Magneto's mind to see what he's there for. He's there for the circuit, and yeah, that shouldn't be.
Nope. Continuity.
As Juggernaut fights with Xavier, Kitty desperately runs through the manor with the circuit with Magneto on her tail. Kitty is caught in a dead end. Magneto brings out metal circuits which attack Kitty. She throws the circuit at him for reasons as she phases into the ground.
She's like, take it! I can't. I'm so sorry.
So, like, this is just a small complaint, but, like, this scene seemed weird to me. It kind of makes the X-Men like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, you just left the manor unguarded, and, like, Professor X and Kitty can't do anything. I don't know. It just seemed weird to me.
Yeah, it's like, how is this possible that they're just left alone in this big old mansion, you know?
Yeah. I guess it's too simple of a solution just to have this happen.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the X-Men race towards danger in the Blackbird singing in the dead of night. They get to the observatory where Blob and Pyro are holding a black family hostage in Pyro's flame cage. Pyro is working on stealing plans for a space station. The X-Men save the family, but Blob and Pyro get away. The X-Men use the cops arriving as their cue to bounce.
So one thing I noticed upon my second watch, I mean, I watched it a lot when I was young, but on my second watch since doing the show, this was a mixed race family. The mom was white.
Oh, yeah. I did see that briefly because I'm like, a family, I couldn't remember. But yeah, they are different. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's really cool that not only are black characters in 1989, like in the show at least, well, Storm's there too, but like a mixed race family is even more risque and something that wasn't like as okay in 89. So
Right.
I've always noticed that Marvel as a whole has always been on the forefront of like, let's introduce a Muslim character at a time where people are not Muslim happy and make her a cool character. Let's introduce gay characters, like even all the way back in the 80s, like North Star was out. So like, I like that Marvel pushed this into their show as well.
Yeah. Did you know Arthur, the show Arthur? I'm sidetracking over here. You know, DW, that one. They had a same-sex marriage in that show.
I did not know that.
I just found this out like yesterday. Mr. Radburn, their teacher, gets married to a man in it, and it was banned in Arkansas because of that. I know. Everyone else can play. Everyone else in the country, but Arkansas is like, oh, we're going to ban this episode. But interesting.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Thank you. I did not know that.
You're welcome.
I noticed here too, like for this being a showdown between the X-Men and Pyro and Blob, like not much happens. They just kind of talk at each other. Storm puts out the fire, and then it's over.
20 minutes, got to keep that moving.
Yep. But what's funny is for this only being 20 minutes, I'm sure you're noticing, but we have just as many scenes, if not more, than Charm.
Right,
so
right.
It's interesting how quickly things move.
It is crazy.
Yeah. In space, Magneto prepares the satellite. Toad places the mutant tracking device, which means everything is in readiness. Toad chases after Lockheed creepily.
Oh my god, it's Smeagol Toad!
Yes, Master. Everything is ready, just as you ordered.
Yeah.
Yes, Master.
I was like, oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah, definitely not the sexy Toad from the X-Men movie.
No Darth Maul for us here.
Yeah, what's his name? Ray, I don't know, Ray something.
Ray Park.
I was obsessed with him for a little while.
Yeah. Back at the manor, the X-Men come home to a busted house. Cyclops calls out to Xavier and Kitty. They find the professor in some rubble. Storm uses her power to save him.
Storm's kind of a badass in this. Like, she just silently takes care of stuff.
She's like, no one else is going to do it. It's up to me.
Don't mind me. I'm just a goddess.
Yep. Wind.
Wolverine, Dazzler, and Nightcrawler find Kitty in the library. Kitty freaks out once more at how gross Nightcrawler is. Wolverine Australians on about how Kitty is being whiny. Dazzler be nice, though. We like her. The rest of the X-Men enter. Kitty whines about failing everyone. Professor reaches out with his mind to find Magneto's plan, which, again, he shouldn't be able to.
I love how he's a Wolverine Australia. He says something about like maybe the dingo ate your baby or something in this. I don't, not that, but so like, like all right. 16. Back in space, Magneto stands in his machine and uses his power to activate it. Magneto and Professor X separately have an orgasm about power. Magneto harnesses the Scorpio comet and plans to crash it into Earth, allowing only the string to survive and wipe out the human race.
I was going to say only the strong to survive.
Oh, I was like the string. I'm like,
hopefully the string makes it.
I'm like, what is that? Is this a teleport from space? I was very confused. But strong will survive.
So, like, this plan seems really dark to me for Magneto. Like, this is some apocalypse level shit. Like, I don't know. Like, Magneto's all about the mutants having freedoms, but, like, this is going to destroy most of the Earth. Like, this is going to kill a bunch of mutants, too.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like this plan.
No.
Kevin, I get to say it again.
Say it.
Back at the manor, which is technically a mansion, but manor, Professor Essex knocked down from the power of connecting with Magneto, which he shouldn't be able to do.
The power, it hit me like a fist.
Yeah, like a fist, yeah. I wonder where he's been hit by a fist. Like, is that why he can't walk?
I know. Questions. We need the answers.
We need the answers. The X-Men now know Magneto's plan. Wolverine Australians at Kitty, who whines back at him. The X-Men tell Kitty to stay home while they go fight Magneto and his hordes of evil. Mm-hmm.
The Blackbird races into space toward Asteroid M as we hear a newscast about the comet plunging into Earth. The X-Men suit up for space as Xavier confronts Kitty. He sensed she was aboard, but allowed it. Kitty says she can't stand by while her world is at stake. She suits up and follows after the X-Men in their spacesuits.
Ooh.
It's so cute, my spacesuit.
Yeah, I look so hot.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it.
The X-Men blast their way into the asteroid, setting off an alarm. Magneto sends his minions off to fight them.
Yeah. The X-Men leave Storm behind to use her powers to keep the atmosphere in the asteroid. Wolverine is out of his spacesuit for reasons. And, they are attacked by Pyro. Dazzler stays behind to fight him. And she's kind of beating the shit out of him, too. So, yeah. She's like, ha, here I go. Boom. Boom shakalaka. Yeah.
Yeah, she was pretty badass against Pyro. I was like, get it, girl. Like, that's why I always play you in the arcade.
Yeah.
I was dating this guy once who thought that it was Gambit in the arcade game. I was like, Gambit doesn't have boobs.
God.
I broke up with him on the spot. The X-Men continue on, but are surprise attacked by Toad. Yeah, mister. He uses his feet to grab Wolverine by the head and toss him. Wolverine lands on his feet and attacks back. The X-Men continue on.
Yeah.
And this is where he says the dingo line.
The dingo line, yeah. Cyclops, Nightcrawler, and Colossus. Colossus is sexy as hell in this episode, too. I'm like, nothing, just a little pair of underwear and nothing underneath. This little, yes. All right, anyway. They're attacked by Juggernaut. Colossus stays behind to fight him. Emma attacks Cyclops, old lady voice. Nightcrawler continues on his own. He's stopped by the Blob. No power can move the Blob. But
I wouldn't dream of trying.
It's just Nightcrawler and Magneto left. Magneto reveals there's only 3 minutes before impact. I love this. He's like, you can't stop it. See? It says 3 minutes. It's concrete evidence. Why would it lie? Magneto's about to blast Nightcrawler when Kitty phases in from below and Lockheed bites Magneto. Together, they cause Magneto to blast one of the machine circuits. Magneto prepares to fix the circuit when Xavier urges Kitty to jump in. This allows Nightcrawler time to use his body to complete the circuit and move the comet off its course. Oh.
And somehow not kill Nightcrawler for reasons.
Yeah. Get him out of there!
Magneto is about to attack Kitty. Kitty shows Magneto that they managed to change the comet. Magneto tells Kitty she's dumb because even though they won, Nightcrawler has to die to make it work. Xavier tells Kitty to come back. He tells Nightcrawler he'll put through a video of the jet for Nightcrawler to teleport, but Nightcrawler overshoots it. So I really like this because Nightcrawler's power is he can teleport anywhere that he can visualize. So as long as he knows what it looks like, otherwise he could teleport and phase in and converge with something. So the fact that Professor X is going to show him where to teleport, I like that.
Mm-hmm. That's a little good thing to put in there, like a little, just a little thing that makes sense,
Yeah, but then it does make me wonder, how did he overshoot it? Do you think he teleported to where the ship was at that point?
Yeah, and not where it moved to.
Yeah, maybe that's why. We'll go with that.
The X-Men watch as Nightcrawler appears to burn up in the atmosphere. Oh, so sad. They hear a noise in a locker. Nightcrawler was able to teleport there safely in time. Kitty realizes Nightcrawler is a cool guy and hugs him. Oh, I'm so glad. The Blackbird races on through space.
Cool. And that is our episode.
All right.
So I had an interesting little tidbit I came across for you.
Yes.
So Kitty was voiced by Kath Soucie. Did you recognize her voice? Because I looked it up because I was like, I know her voice from something.
Oh, tell me.
So she does Phil and Lil from the Rugrats. She also does Sally and Shock in Kingdom Hearts. But I love this last one because it's something we talked about on Hanging with the Hollowell. She does the voice of
know.
Vivi.
Yeah, and then the Kingdom Hearts stuff is cool.
Yeah.
You know, what's her face? Captain O'Hara does her in the movies.
Yes, you do.
So I was like, oh, but she was not around for Kingdom Hearts apparently, but it's fine.
Nah, she's too good for Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
All right, so a couple things we're going to do per episode. So the first one is we're going to talk about, was this episode extreme, or are we going to exit out?
It's tough because there are a lot of things I like about this episode. I enjoy lots of it, but I can see why it didn't work, you know? So, you know, it's hard for me.
Yeah, I'm the same way because I think the thing that this is the strongest in is like the animation is beautiful. It's really good.
Yeah.
And I like the character designs. They look good. The storytelling could have been better. The voices, and this is something I wanted to highlight, is I feel like the voices in this are what X-Men the Animated Series was trying to avoid, because all the voices are very extreme. You know what I mean?
Yeah, very heightened, which, you know, there is a degree of that in the animated series, but they definitely do try to give it a sense of little bit more sense of realism in the actual series that we got.
Yeah.
Even if it is kind of still over the top, just in different ways.
Yeah, in different ways.
Yeah.
More believable over the top than just over the top.
Yeah.
So I would say overall, as much as I love watching this here and there, and as much as I love showing it to people, like, it's not good, but it's entertaining. So I have to regrettably say I'm going to exit out, but I don't think that's reason to not watch it.
Yeah, same. I think I'll exit out, but yeah, it's for what you get. It's still a worthy watch, especially for 20 minutes. It's not going to be, you know, take you over your whole life, you know?
Yeah. And I think we should probably exit out just for the fact that Wolverine is Australian.
Right. It's not canon.
It's not canon. But yeah, and I also was watching it this time thinking, like, had the show continued on, like, what would its legacy be? I feel like this show would have gone into kind of like, it would have been next to Gem. You know what I mean? Like, people don't really watch Gem today, and our generation loves Gem, but like it didn't stick with the time. So
yeah,
I'm glad it didn't continue on. I'm glad we got the animated series that we did get.
Yeah.
It's more relevant. So how would you say this compares to other X media?
Oh, I guess we kind of talked about it. I mean, I think, you know, it's not the greatest, but I like that it did introduce characters that people might have not as been familiar with. Of course, I think the whole world at the time wasn't as familiar with unless you're reading comics. So I guess it was it's like the first taste of X-Men for the mainstream. So
yeah, I think it's kind of like that magical thing that even though it didn't do great, it inspired the arcade game, which is legendary. You know what I mean? So, and then
So
it helped feel like the people who worked on it to do better with the next one.
Yeah. So I give it props for just, you know, getting the foot in the door with the whole universe.
Yeah, because you're right. As I was reading the X-Men book, a lot of these people who worked on these shows, they didn't know who X-Men were or care because they weren't as relevant then, unless you're a comic reader.
Yeah.
All right. So every episode 2, we're going to choose a most excellent player or an MXP. Everything's X on this show.
There's a lot of things I liked about this. I really found Nightcrawler to be quite charming in this episode. But I also thought Xavier was super hot. I'm going to give it to Nightcrawler because, he was the one that was, he was super charming, super sweet to everybody, and he's the one that was willing to make the sacrifice in the end. So, yeah, I'm going to say him.
Okay. I actually gave it to you, and I'm surprised by this because I feel like they're not in the foreground a lot, but like the times that Storm does have her moments in this, she's the one like doing things. She's the one who uses her power to keep the atmosphere in the asteroid. She puts out Pyro's flame. She saves her professor from the rebel. And not only that, like I actually am not the biggest fan of Storm in the animated series. I think I've always called her kind of the wet blanket. But I do really like Storm as a character, and I think this show got her more right in that she gets to wear like the sexy outfit, and she gets to be a little more regal and like the power behind the team, which I don't know if animated series always got that right.
Yeah. Cool.
Well, great. So that wraps us up for Pryde of the X-Men. I'm glad like we got to talk about this.
I know, this was so much fun. We're gonna have a whole journey of fun with this, with all of our stuff.
I think so.
Yeah.
Cool. So hopefully, if you haven't watched Pryde of the X-Men, check it out, or just write us in on Instagram or Twitter to let us know your feelings of Pryde of the X-Men. Is it good? Did we do it justice? Did we like it too much? Like, is it bad? Like, tell us what you think.
Yeah.
And we'll be back next week with Night of the Sentinels, but you can also find us on Hanging with the Hollowells, or I'm also on Once Upon a Cult.
Yeah, you can find me on Hanging with the Hollowells with Shawn. Or my other podcast, Words of the Witches. Yeah.
All right, we'll see you next Friday.
Ooh, Friday.
Yeah.